What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. We are back in the Chaos 10 Coral Reef Town, and today we're going to play around a little with the Skeletal Archers. Now, Skeletal Archers were quite the meta for a really long time. You don't see many people use them quite as often, yet they are still a very powerful defense that can be used in many situations throughout the game. Now, Skeletal Archer does shoot that straight up projectile, so we are going to need Piercer Servo on it. I'm going with anti-melee, defense rate, and a Piercer Servo on this one with a defense crit chance godly roll. Now, if you didn't want to use like diffusion and range pylon, of course, you're going to be better off going with a little extra range on these guys, as their range does get a little bit short. So you could swap out anti-melee with a defense range servo. For shards, we're going with the traditional double stack, mass destruction and destruction, and throwing in double tap. Of course, archers have a 51% chance to fire twice in succession. Now, when it comes to using archers, one of the best things, or the best way to use them, is to make sure you're trying to find ways to utilize both sides of the archer. Now, the archer's dead zone is very small now. They have been changed over the years, so it's got practically a non-existent dead zone. It's just a tiny little bit, a little sliver right there that you can see up against the reef. Now, for this map, I think we've got an opportunity like right up on this ledge. I haven't tested this build, so this will be a first-time try. And then additionally, since we've got the Abyss Lord in deck, we might as well use some Orc Blockades, going with Accumulator Hardened and Defense Rate with Juggernaut, Automation, and Auto Repair System. Let's go ahead and wall it up. We want to build our archers right here on this rail. So I'm going to want to put my Orc Blockade fairly decently out here. We're going to go with something like right there. And of course, we're going to give it that Reflect Beam action. Now, down below here, one thing I don't want is a buildup of enemies right in this area where any of the projectiles could be getting blocked by this little light post here. So with that in mind, we're going to go just in front of that a ways and get another Orc Blockade right there. Something like right about there should get the job done. And, of course, giving it a Reflect Beam as well. Now that's going to give us a nice little killing area right here where we can double dip on those archers. Down below here, we're going to have to just kind of take advantage of one side. What we'll do in this lane is we'll use the other side of the archer for our flyer defense. So we'll get a little bit of flyer killing action out of that. Now, the flyers are going to be getting hit by the other archers that we have up top as well. But let's go ahead and get a few archers down here. We'll have to see how we want to aim them. Basically, we want to make it so that all flyer lanes are going to be getting hit. So I think something like that would probably be the way to go. Let's go with, well, we actually have enough. Let's just go with 4 of them down there. We'll give those guys all the pylons here as well. We'll give them a buff beam. So they got that range pylon, and now they've got diffusion additionally. And then, are we going to have enough for a boost star? I don't think we're going to have enough for a boost star. So I instead, we probably will, actually. We probably will. Let's go ahead and throw one down. We'll give it a boost star as well. Make sure I don't have anything silly in there. No, we are all good on the boost star. And then we've got this rail. Now, this one is pretty straightforward. One side of the archer is going to shoot there. One side of the archer is going to shoot there. The main thing, as I mentioned, that we don't want is we don't want to lose too many shots into that post. I do want to make sure I have room to put that buff beam down, though. What can we do? We can actually put quite a few archers right here. Let's actually go with 5. Makes me think we could put a few more down there, but let's leave it right there at 5. That'll give us plenty of room for all our stuff, so we can get our our pylons in. We can get our buff beam in. Hopefully that'll leave enough room. Just barely. We can go something like that. We can give it a little boost our action there as well. We got 90 left over, which I didn't think I was going to be using that. We could just add, I mean, we could throw 2 more archers or 1 more archer down here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. We'll replace the pylon as well. Let's give it another archer down here. I mean, I think 5 is going to be pretty darn good. I just don't even feel like I need to place another one. It's just going to be a powerhouse, and the flyers are just going to get annihilated now. As, you know, there's just a lot of arrows going to be coming their way. So let's just not even bother using that final 50, and we'll go with that. 5 and 5. Let's check it out, see how it goes. I think it's going to be pure devastation. Now, the archers, they are now at 5405 attack range, which is better, but there still could be some issues with hex throwers. Oh, speaking of, let's just do that. There is a nice little addition for any hex throwers that start to get uppity from this lane in the later waves. Yeah, that should get it. And let's just check it out. I really want to see these guys going. I mean, they when you get those double taps procking, it's a lot of arrows flying out there. Now remember, this is all single target damage. You can, of course, also throw in the little explosive to give it a run. Matter of fact, maybe we'll try that for a wave. Actually, I'm not going to have the shard on me. It's going to be back in my vault, so sadly won't be able to try that one out. I did not think ahead. I think double tap for just the raw damage. Once again, it's a single target defense. However, this map has got a low enemy count, so the enemy of single target defenses, of course, is being overwhelmed by too many enemies. That's just not going to be an issue on this map. So not a ton of enemies as we're going through it. It shouldn't really be a problem at all. Let's see. We got a little build up going here. It's not too bad, really. There's definitely some mobs packing up, but nothing that the orc blockade can't handle. Looks like I've got my reflect beam. Or no, the projectiles are bouncing back. So we're good there. Now, the difference with the skeletal blockade versus like the werewolf is, remember, the werewolf also has that ranged attack. And automation does proc off the ranged attack. So that situation there, like at the end of the wave, the orc couldn't repair. It was getting that little bit of time to repair or heal over time from that auto repair system. But it had no way to just blast it back up to full, as there was just no enemies in range to melee at. So we will get an upgrade there. Let's just do even upgrades throughout the map. We've actually got quite a bit of mana here, so we might be able to go even a little harder on that. Let's see. Get 2 upgrades on each. Misplaced that one. Throw another one there. So we got 2 upgrades on all of them except that one I derped. Do we have enough juice for a wall upgrade here? We do indeed. It looks like we're going to be able to get everything fully upped by the end, which is just going to annihilate the map. Without a doubt. The archers do some damage. Once again, it's full single target. That's their downside. So, you know, you're not getting any additional damage without using that explosive shard. Archers are not really in a bad way, but it's definitely a defense that I would like to see reworked a little bit when they get to doing more hero reworks later in the year or in 2025. I would love to see that projectile pierce. That would be pretty huge. That would put them on par a little closer with ballistas, maybe even make them slightly better than ballistas. See how this stone wolf fares. I mean, should just get blasted down as soon as it makes it out. They've got that long entryway here on this one. You see, just with a few upgrades in, oh yeah, stone wolf just seriously wrecked. The chieftain are still going to make it to the walls, of course, but that's almost a good thing, as it gives our skeletal orcs something to hit. So we don't have to worry about it being able to survive the wave and heal itself. And then once again, the map just doesn't have enough enemies to really worry about being seriously overwhelmed with it being a single target defense. Are we getting shots in on everybody there? Looks like we're getting shots in on everyone. That post there is not getting in the way too bad. You see, when I fire into it, it will block the projectiles if any shots are directly lined up there. And then we've got so much just projectiles flying up here. I just can't imagine that there's going to be any issue with flyers at all throughout the course of this. And we got another nice bit of mana, so we'll be able to get full upgrades on all the stuff. Not going to bother upgrading the walls any further, but we might be able to take... I mean, by the end, we're going to have this entire lane fully upped. Let's just go ahead and let it fly and see how Wave 3 performs. Should do pretty good. The Abyss Lord is a little bit of a niche hero now, but it's definitely a usable hero. It's something that you can use to build. I personally find the Abyss Lord incredibly dull to play as an active hero, but I do love the Abyss Lord defenses. So the Skeletal Archer, the Ramster, I mean, even the Orc Blockade and the Colossus are all just incredibly cool defenses. Absolutely love them, no doubt. Yeah, all of those flyers came down to that Orc Blockade. So the back end there, the back end here is actually shooting into that spawn. So we are getting some value, just not as much as we'd like. Their range, oh, actually maybe they were shooting at a flyer. Or no, there they go. It looks like most of their projectiles are actually being blocked. This actually could have been a really good opportunity to build up here like we would do with the railguns. If we built up here, that would open up the line of sight into that lane. And then we'd get a little bit more potential damage. Draken Lords can just be ignored now. Get a little more potential damage as we're losing all of those shots just due to line of sight. They're all colliding with the rail there. That's one of the benefits that... Another benefit that the Ballista really has over, like, the Skeletal Archers is now that new ability to pierce through, that, like, anti-clipping feature is just incredibly good. Definitely running good. This map, even though it's got low mob counts, it is one that the closer to spawn you can kill the enemies, the bigger of a difference that it can make. Although it looks like a really small map, the lanes are very windy, so there's lots of room for the enemies to travel. Let's get all of these full jacked. Oh, and there they are. And then we still got change left over, so we can throw just throw a couple of ups in over here and let it fly again. I don't anticipate there being any issues through the remainder of this. I think it will be pretty smooth sailing. I do wish I would have put these archers up here now, though. You could have had the dead zone, like, pointed at that column and, you know, off that way. And then you would have had really no effective dead zone to anything except maybe flyers. That 100% would have been the way to do it. You know what? We got enough mana. I'm moving them up here for wave 5. I want to look at that and see how it does. I think it's going to wreck. I am a little bit worried. I'll have to put them right on the lip over here. That way we don't lose any projectiles to the edge over here. But I want to try that out for wave number 5 here. As, yeah, it just seems like good stuff. Chieftain's still having to pop their bubble really early. So they're still making it to the wall. But, you know, by the time they get there, they're just wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. We got a bunch of mana up here. And not a whole lot, but a little taste up there. We'll go ahead and gather that up. And then let's get this stuff squared away as well. We got all the juice. I'm 100% moving those up onto the ledge. That is, I think that is the way to do it. We got 5 of them here. We should be able to fit the 5 across that ledge without any major issue. and not really sacrifice too much of the range out of that lane. Figure I'd want to start it like right here probably to get a little bit more effective range into that spawn. But this spawn is going to get rocked now. Not only does it have the full frontal going on from these guys, but with this area helping it out too, it's going to be tremendous. Now we got a Plaguing Hawk. We got a Quibs rolling out. Quibs is just going to get annihilated, as is the Plaguing Hawk. Sadly, the Plaguing Hawk is going to walk slow enough that we're going to have to get out here and do something, or it's just going to be a bit of a snoozer waiting for him to get out here. So let's just blast that guy. And all right, let's move this setup up and see how it performs. I think it's going to be really good. Just sell all the things. And then, like I said, we want to move it back a little bit. I think we want to start the archers like right there. And we want to line the dead zone up just right with that column. It's still gonna be able to, yeah, we got plenty of room. Their footprint is a little larger than you would think by the way they look. Let's do that. We can just throw our pylon in right there, say. We'll get that buff beam in for the diffusion. That we'll just be able to slap in. Yep. Need to go a little closer here to get the range. Let's go as close as we can here. We're gonna be able to get them all on there. A little sketch, but I think we're gonna be able to get them with the angle here. Come on now, there we go. Just get as close as I can. Yeah, that one's still gonna get the buff, it looks like. And then we got what, that buff beam. Got enough mana to still throw a couple of upgrades around, so let's just dump what we can right here. Actually, we got quite a bit. I'm just gonna spam it. There we go. All right, let's check it out now. I think the backside of these archers is gonna do tremendous on this lane. It's like Kellyanne just got blasted. There we go. Now we got the full line of sight. In fact, now I feel like the backside up top might potentially be wasted. I mean, it's still there for the flyers, but I don't imagine anything other than maybe some of the tougher mobs. We saw a Cyborg made the turn there. There's a Berserker. There's not much making the turn to get down into range on the other one. And then we're still getting, we still got pretty good shots fired going into these guys. Now, we did lose a little bit of that range, so we got like a Hex Thrower over here that's getting a little uppity. We'll go ahead and slap that one. But they're still just pelting. I mean, they're just wrecking all the things. Where's our Siege Roller at? We got a Shaper over there. That Shaper's just going to get annihilated. This Ogre is already dead. And then the Siege Roller is slow rolling it out from over here. We'll have to give that Siege Roller a moment to get ready to roll and come on out here. Come on, little Siege Roller. There we go. We finally got a little bit of a booty shot here. Sadly, the auto aim or the aim assist is kind of wrecking my targeting on the Siege Roller there. Definitely doing quite good. Definitely doing quite good. The only build that I haven't tried out really on this map that I think is going to be incredibly powerful is using the gargoyles. Still need to give that one a shot. Maybe we'll do that one tomorrow, and I'll get it posted up on the channel. But gargoyles should do very well here. Gargoyles, of course, are a little more expensive. I'm thinking we're going to want maybe 2 or 3 up top. Maybe another 2 up there. I'm not really sure how we want to do it on this side of the map. Over here, it's pretty easy. We're going to want gargoyles here for the top lane. and we're going to want gargoyles up top for this lane. But there we go, Skeletal Archers getting the job done. You know, use really what you want to clear this one. Farming up those seahorse pets. There are rare, but they're not too terribly rare. You are going to see them. As you see, I've got a bunch of them already. Haven't found a legendary yet, but you will see them if you continue the grind, but it's not going to be dropping all the time for you. But that will do it for this episode. Thanks an absolute ton for watching, and I will see you next time around. Take it easy.